Yeah, Bang Bang Whale. I had more people come on my comments saying about Cliff Fields, Roy Shaw, Lenny McLean, and all these sort of people, Joe Pyle and Johnny Bindon, Jimmy Tippett. There's loads of people, Cliff Fields, and they're all legends, mate. They're all legends. And they say to me sometimes, why do you talk about Lenny the way you do? I talk about Lenny because Lenny's a legend, and he can't, and he's not around no more. So, because he's a legend, we can talk about him. You know what I mean? We're proud of him in our own little way. Even if I say things that people don't like, I still look up to Lenny McLean. I still look up to Lenny McLean as being a legend. I look up to Lenny McLean when he's fought Roy Shaw. How many times? 3, 4 times. And the last time, and he hit Roy Shaw around the ring, bashed him up. He knocked him silly for about 30 seconds. And I talk about that, and I talk about Lenny wouldn't fight me. Not Lenny. I say it might not have been Lenny. It might have been his Frankie Warren. You know, it could have been Vic Andretti that stopped it. But I talk about it because he's a legend, and it's my news, and what I want to talk about, Lenny McLean. People say, don't talk about it. Why not? He's a legend, mate. We can talk about them people. Roy Shaw. I remember Roy Shaw. I used to go over Chigwell a lot, yeah. And I used to go sometime, Buckhurst Hills, them sort of ways, and when I was to come home sometimes, I was going down the M25, I used to see Roy Shaw with his 2 Rottweilers round by the Jewish graveyard. And I used to see him walking down the road, I used to see him running. Roy Shaw, a likeable guy, with Joe Pyle. I mean, Joe Pyle made Roy Shaw in a way when he fought Donny Adams, when he fought Donny Adams so in that big tent. He's one of the first ones to start all this unlicensed fighting game of Roy Shaw, Donny Adams. It was all through Joe Pyle. So why shouldn't we talk about Roy Shaw? Roy Shaw's a gentleman. Come on. Why shouldn't we talk about the one I thought was the governor of them all? Well, there was 2 actually. There was Johnny Waldron and Cliff Fields. I mean, Cliff Fields. I mean, he was the governor at the unlicensed fighting. He fought everybody there was to fight. And he beat everybody that he was to beat, except I don't think he fought Johnny Waldron. But there's a few, I can't say that because there's a few heavyweights that he didn't fight. He didn't fight me. He didn't fight, well, there's a lot. There's quite, Lloyd Wolfram, Brian Hall. Most of these people that I've had unlicensed fighting with. Billy Williams. Look at Bill. What do you have, 15 fights as a pro? I think he won 14, lost 1. What a good record, And when he come back to this country, there was a lot of rumours that he come back to this country because he was playing around with a mafia's daughter, and he had to come back for his own safety, his own life. Then I hear about Jimmy Tippett. Jimmy Tippett was at a spill. I think it was Doggan's spill, or Emmett, I don't know which one it was. Or Dominic Doggan, I think it was Doggan's, I'm not quite sure. Or Dukey, it was one of them 2. And Jimmy Tippett was in there with a few proper faces, and Billy Williams got out of hand, and Jimmy Tippett put it right on him. And it's a big thing, because I put it on my comments, they're legends. Because I put it on, I was getting comments back from people who was actually at the spill, actually see Bill Williams run out the spill, and go and try and get a knife to come back and Jim and stab Jim up. But people told him, no, his best thing to do is leave it. Go on. Leave it going, because he will hurt you. Jimmy Tippett will hurt you. Listen, these things are history, but you get to hear about them. And so I do podcasts on them. I do videos on them because they're legends. Because they are legends. Jimmy Tippett, he's a proper legend, mate, Jim. I was with Jimmy a long, long time, And there were so many stories about Jimmy Tippett that I could go on and on and on and on. Us together, mate, we was enforcers. And we used to go round for Billy Blundell. Not for, sorry, but Harry Hayward. Billy Hayward, you know. And for Eddie Richardson, Charlie Richardson. All them sort of people go and collect money, debts and all these sort of things. But they're big, Jimmy Tippett, he's a big legend, mate. He is one of the biggest legends on YouTube. Come on, I can tell so many stories about him, what he's done with me, you know. And Johnny Waldron, I mean, Johnny Waldron's a legend and he's still alive. Johnny Waldron's beat Lenny twice. I mean, knocked Lenny spark out twice, I think, you know. And come on, here again, I'm saying he knocked Lenny out. People go, oh yeah, but you're talking about, it's not, it's what's been said. It's what actually exists. You know, and because he's a legend, it's got to come out. It's got to come out. There's so many people on YouTube that talk about Lenny, talk about Roy, talk about all these people, yeah. That, I mean, Columbo. Look at fucking Columbo. Sorry, swearing. Look at Columbo. What a legend he is. You know what I mean? This geezer. I used to see him down the Thomas of Becket. Unbelievable. There's a video, Box On, Frankie Warren's video. I'm on that when I fought Brian Hall. But Columbo, Steve Richards, his name is, he was doing a workout in the Thomas of Becket when I was there. And this geezer, mate, you wouldn't want to do his workout. I'm telling you, this geezer was so fit. Such a fit man. And this man can bang. I've seen him in the ring with Roy Shaw, holding his own. I see him in the ring with Lenny McLean, and he held his own. Do you know, there was a big thing about he going to fight Lenny McLean. He is a legend, Steve Richards. There's loads of people, legends, yeah, that I get to talk about. Johnny Bindon. Look at Johnny Bindon, mate. He's a proper legend, you know what I mean? Look at, you know, I mean, Lady Margaret. I mean, that's proper legends, Johnny Bindon. I mean, how many people are supposed to have little affairs with the royalty? You know, Princess Margaret, mate. You know, but it is what it is. It is said, and he is a legend, Johnny Bindon. And people will say, oh no, yeah, but he is a legend. And legend is that Lady Margaret bought him a Muse flat, you know, and when he died, they were supposed to have raided the flat looking for videos and bits and pieces from Lady Margaret and Bindon together. Not sexually, but together. And I don't think no one's got, but there again, there was that film, what is it? I think when they got into, was it the Bank of America? And they took all the bits and pieces, everything out there. I think Peter Colson, I'm sure it was Peter Colson. Was it that one? Where they took all the jewellery and bits and pieces and took a lot of photographs out there. Supposed to took loads of photographs up out of the vaults there. And Lady Margaret was in there with Johnny Bindon. How true that is, nobody knows. It's only what's been said. But that's a legend. Johnny Bindon, he's a big legend, mate. Right? He's proper legends. And why can't I talk about him? Why can't I talk about Johnny Bindon? Because we've got histories together. All these people that I'm talking about now, I've got history with them. Cliff Fields. I've got history with Cliff Fields. Cliff Fields worked with us. I've seen Cliff Fields knock many people out. I've seen Cliff Fields where you would dare talk to him. You know, I see Cliff Fields just shrug people off, like just push them aside. Never rude. Cliff Fields, Lou Yates. Look at Lou Yates. He's a legend. Lou, big legend, but I keep saying about Lou Yates and Cliff Fields. He never did have a go at Cliff Fields and Cliff Fields turning his back on Lou Yates. That would not happen. No way. But I wasn't there. It's hearsay. I wasn't there, so I'm saying it wasn't happened, and people are saying, well, you know, this, that, and the other. You wasn't there, so it might have happened. Yeah, but legend. It's from Cliff Fields telling me that it never happened. When I was with Cliff, it never happened, Ray, you know what I mean? But then he got, you know, Lou Yates saying it did. And other legends. He's a big, listen, mate, I'm a legend. We're all legends, mate, in this unlicensed fighting. All of us. You know, so many stories about all of us. Why can't things be said about us? Why? Why can't things be said about us? You know, I mean, listen, mate, I've had my own shows, you know, and there was my own shows, Acton Town Hall. No one's really said nothing about that, no, because no one's really been there. Most of the people that have been there are dead. You know, Colin Cracknell, he's not dead. Colin Cracknell's not dead. I mean, Columbo was there. Who else was there? Danny Chippendale was there. There was I think Mickey May was there. I'm not quite sure. I think Mickey May was there. There was quite a few fighters there, and that ain't really said too much about it, you know. But they were my shows. I've had quite a lot of fights. I mean, to see me fight Brian Hall on Box On, no one's said nothing about that. And that's 6 minutes 9 seconds into that, or 9 minutes 9 seconds into that Box On. You know, I thought Brian Hall. No one's really said nothing about that. But Brian Hall, he's a legend, mate. He's a big legend, Brian Hall. He's fought a lot of people. Brian, I'm not quite sure he's fought Lenny. I'm not quite sure he's fought Roy. But you know, there are loads. There's loads of legends out there, mate. You know, I've got a book that I write every day in, that legends. There were some people in there that I haven't spoke about, people that I've fought, people that. But when people say to me about Lenny, don't keep talking about Lenny, because why not? Because Lenny and Roy are big legends. They're the ones that started all this unlicensed fighting off in a way. They're the ones that started it all off. They got in at the right time. I mean, Roy Shaw and Lenny McLean, I think they sold 1 million books each, or maybe 2 million books each, because there was nothing else. There was no real mobile phones. There was no things such as media and all that. So the books they wrote, everybody rushed to the bookshops to buy them. Now you can like you can go to YouTubes and all that, and Kindles and all that, and listen to people what they're saying. You know, it's all changed now. I've got a book coming out. I've got a good book coming out. Believe me, my book is so much content in it. I'm doing it today about 1 o'clock, half 1. We're going through parts of my book now being read to me, yeah. And it's just the little bits I've heard about it. Well, we've done about 24,000 words, maybe 27,000 words we've done in, you know. But it's fantastic. We've still got about another 80 to go, 80,000, maybe more words to go. So it's, you know, it's going to take a bit of time. But it's at the end now. It's at the end, and I can see the end of this book, mate. And the cover of the book is fantastic. I'd love to be able to tell you, but I can't. Listen, I've been offered to go to loads of interviews. Matt Leggs, Woodhall, more Sean Atworth, lots of other. There's about 5 or 6 people that want me to do podcasts with them. But the reason I can't do it is because I want to say I've got a book coming out. Everybody's heard about this book, but no one knows the title. And I can't yet tell you the title. So what's the point of me going on the interviews until I've got a book in my hand? I said, there's my book. That's my book. My book's absolutely unbelievable, mate. There's got to be a film come out of this. There's got to be a film series or something. This is the best book around. No one's got a book like this. No one's got a book like this of what I've got in this book. No one. Because no one's lived them lives, mate. No one. People have been in prison. Lenny McLean been in prison. Roy Shaw been in prison. Terry Ellis been in prison. Little Bobby Cummins have been in prisons. No one's done it, mate. No one's done what I've done. No one has done what I've done. No one's gone through what I've gone through. No one, Norman. No one. No one's gone through with what I've gone through. No one, mate. I don't care who it is. No one. In my book is the business. I've gone through so much in my life, mate. You know, it's surprising that I'm the age I am and can still remember all these stories. But obviously you can't remember them all, you know, because you'd be writing 10 Bibles with the amount of stories that I've got, yeah. But a lot of the ones are ones that really come out, really stand out more so, you know. But it's, you know, and, you know, Lenny, Roy, Cliff Fields, Jimmy Tippett, I mean, fantastic legends, mate. And please, people don't like go into one about these people. Oh, you shouldn't bring them up because they're dead now. That's the idea of being a legend, mate. If you're a legend, you're going to be talked about. And because you are legends, I will talk about you. You know, I'm not going to praise you 24/7. Why should I praise you? Because you're dead. You know, you've got to tell the truth. You're a legend, and that's how legends are made. That's how legends are made, you know. Build a bomb. Big legend. But, you know, people say, oh, build a bomb. Listen, build a bomb maybe over your manor, over that side of the water. Maybe, you know, never touch, never this, never that. But, you know, things come out. Things come out when you talk about these people, when you talk about these legends, it's come out, things come out. When I talked about build a bomb, it come out about Jimmy Tippett. I built a bomb, his bottle went, his backside went, mate, you know, he didn't want nothing of Jimmy Tippett. People going, boy, it couldn't happen. But it did happen. It did happen. Because it's all legends. It's a legend, it's happened, mate. It happened. You know, and people are telling me it's happened. And it's just, it's mad. And, you know, they're saying, no, it couldn't happen. Listen, build a bomb, got so much respect for him. But all these things come out later on. You know, so why not? Why not? You know, I mean, listen, Lenny McLean is a good legend. Look, was it Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels? Was it that film he done? And a couple of others? An actor, you know, didn't get into the own licence fighting, went all out the window. You know, he got big, he got on the roids, he got massive, yeah. And it's half killed him. I think he died of cancer, but the roids had something to do with it, I fancy. He died of cancer, but he had everything going for him at that time. When I met him, 16 and a half, 17 stone, no more, maybe even less. That's when I knew him, yeah. When I first knew him, ages ago, 70, 79, 80, that sort of time, you know what I mean? That was a long time ago, mate. Do you know what I mean? And I think it was even 79 that I met him, yeah, and Roy Shaw. But Joe Pyle, look at Joe Pyle, mate. Joe Pyle, he's a legend. Joe Pyle, big people. Listen, Joe Pyle, big gangster. Not a lot of people talk about Joe Pyle, but Joe Pyle was a big gangster. You know, Billy Blundell. No one really talks about these people, Billy Blundell, Joe Pyle, Johnny Critterton, all them people, big gangsters, mate. Big gangsters, all proper people. No one even talks about them. They talk about Johnny.